Look how good I look with the sun coming in. Boo! Not the best way of starting my video, but that's okay. You know, there's no right and wrong to this because who the heck makes up right and wrong? I could have gone and flipped you down there, but let's just do it the fast, quick, easy way. Oh man, let's do it. Happy Friday, people. I am pumped to get back into my classroom and see my kids because I haven't seen them all week. And what is always sitting on my desk when I've been gone for a few days? A sub note. And when a sub has been there for a few days and you leave, you know, some instructions to share all about how the kids are, it's always one of those like, what am I walking into? Am I walking into a good situation, or am I walking into, hey, it's good to see you all and we all need to have a serious chat, you know, because that's not fun. It's not fun to be like, hey, I've been gone, but what the heck, the sub had a terrible time. But I know it's not the case. Has been in the past, not the case this time, because, you know, it's just not. It has been a whirlwind already of a Friday, and I could call it a whirlwind and complain about it, or I could call it life. And I choose to just call it life. It is crazy. And I was talking with a former student yesterday. He plays guitar, in case you guys were wondering. And we were just talking about how it's crazy how we're little just space humans. You know, we go through these things and we have hard times, but it's like when we break it down, we're just a bunch of little humans on this space rock. And it just kind of helps my brain be like, you know what? My problems aren't really problems. It's just we live in an imperfect world. You know what I mean? And I find a lot of joy in that, you know? It's a weird thing that my brain can't comprehend, but let's say 60 years from now, 100 years old, like I probably won't make it to 60, you know? Like that's a crazy thing to say, but it's a real thing to say that I probably won't be here in maybe 50 years. Who the heck knows, you know? Hope to make it to 120 like a sea turtle, but probably not. So, that's just kind of, you know, it, anyway. And, what's up, Mr. Copper? Pulled over trying to get people underneath the West Side Parkway. Get them. I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? I don't know what I was gonna say, and that's okay. It is Friday, which I like to call Fly Day, and so when I show up to class, there's things that I need to get done, but I also want the kids to get to fly. So you gotta finish your work before you have the fun. And it's always hard on Fridays. We get to have fun. It's awesome, but I've been gone all week. There's things I need the students to do. And so I'm gonna go in, tell them I miss them, tell them I love them, catch up with them, show off what I've been doing, hear about what they've been doing. They've been working on some really cool stuff. We're gonna pause that and resume that on Monday. I've got them doing, I don't know, there's a few little email project assignments. But after break, we are gonna fly. And I was thinking about that though. I'm like, should I just show up to class and be like, guys, let's go fly? And then come back and knock out all the stuff. We could, that's a possibility. But in life, I tend to try to do all my work first to kind of put the cherry on top of me getting out there and having my time. You know what I mean? If you're stressing about the work that you have to do when you get back, it kind of just puts a little damper on the fun that you're supposed to be having. And I think in life, I try to do the same thing, where I'm like, I have a list of to-dos. I want to do this, this, and this for me, but these are the things I need to get done. These things need to happen, and in order for me to get fulfillment out of those little things that I want to do for myself, I want to like check those things off. So maybe I'm crazy. I don't know if it's a lesson, because I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but I believe you should get your chores done before you go out and play. And in a classroom, as a teacher, it's not as much fun saying, hey guys, we've got some things to do before we go have fun. But I think it maximizes our happiness, our enjoyability. Like when you work for something so hard and then you get all your work done and you get to go have some fun, it just is rewarding. You know, if it's a reward and you worked for it, it's a beautiful thing. During summertime, I don't have to work for 2.5 months. It's a glorious June, July, and August, man. But it's crazy. After the first month, again, to have a month off is crazy. But after the first month, you're kind of just like, yeah, I'm sleeping in. You know, like your brain just takes things for granted. And when you have this time off, it's a wild thing. And you just kind of, you know, you're not necessarily working throughout the week. So Friday comes and you're like, yeah, it's Friday. Whereas when you have like an entire work week and you've put in the hours, Friday comes around and you are so pumped to have a couple days off. And so I think working hard is a wonderful thing. And I know and hope all you guys are working hard at whatever the heck you got going on. Please know I'm working hard right alongside you guys. I am doing things that I'm proud of. I'm trying to, you know, keep that version of Mr. Coolman who the heck I want him to be. And so my t-shirt, in case you're wondering, I heart drones. Could say I heart NY or Baco. That would be a good shirt. Maybe we should do that. But this shirt says I heart drones. And I got 2 new students added into my class this week, and I've been out of the class all week. So I'm going to show up today and be like, what's up? The sub was not your teacher. I'm your teacher. Forget about him. I'm the guy you got to listen to now. Anyway, I'll be pumped. I'll be pumped to meet these new kids. What do you do when you get a new kid added to your class? You tell them to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the day, but you got to introduce them. You gotta share with the class about this guy. I never had to like move schools or be the new guy or anything like that. But some of these kids that jump into this program, it's like their first day. They're surrounded by kids that are familiar and they're not familiar, and there's stress that comes along with that. So it's going to be good. I think it's Alexander and Angel. I believe you both got added to my class, so I'll be pumped to meet you. But whatever the heck you're doing this weekend, do it well. 72 hours between Friday and Monday. 48 waking hours. In 48 hours, that's a lot of seconds. Holy cow. 48 hours goes quick. I know weekends fly by and you show back up and it's like it never happened, but make the stinking most of the seconds, you know what I mean? Be present in those seconds. I dare every single one of you guys to shut your phone off for an hour and just see what the heck happens. And I know that I'm recording on my phone, and I know that I post this on my phone, and I know that I share it via my phone and all these other things, but just be present, you know what I mean? It's so hard, and I don't want to like tell you guys to be present because I struggle with that too, but that is my challenge, you guys. Shut your phone off for 1 hour and let's talk about it on Monday, okay? Miss you, party people. Pumped to see you here and give it like 3 or 4 minutes Gonna be a good Friday. Have an awesome weekend, guys.